Greetings and salutations, everyone. My name is AFarCryAway, and I am going to do this Rising Storm 2 Vietnam series for my YouTube channel, where I give you guys all the latest updates that they released to the community, as well as give you my input on the series itself and the game and how its progression is going and how I feel about it. So I wanted to just go ahead and let you all know I have a Killing Floor 2 series that's pretty much like the same thing, and it's another Tripwire Interactive game, so it's in the same vein. And what's interesting is how those two games almost are like together. Like, if you listen to the news about Killing Floor 2, you start hearing news about Rising Storm 2, just because Tripwire is very, I don't know how to say this, they like to put a lot of passion into their games, so you hear a lot about their other games through their other games. Like, you know, in Killing Floor 2, you hear a lot about Rising Storm 2. So I think this is really a neat opportunity for my channel and for you guys just to, keep in touch with this game. I really cannot wait to see what they do with it and whether or not it's going to be an early access game like Killing Floor 2 or not. How are they going to do the pricing? How's the DLC going to be? Are they bringing microtransactions to this game? There's a ton of questions as the community that we want to know, but there's very little information right now. But I'm going to go ahead and read the very first community update that was made on January the 13th by Yoshiro from Tripwire, and it's called Into the Jungle. Welcome to what is the start of many community-focused updates to come. Today I want to start going into detail about just what is Rising Storm 2 Vietnam. Vietnam will be a standalone game in the Red Orchestra / Rising Storm franchise. We are bringing the series forward into a new era of warfare, as well as emphasizing the core elements and experiences of the franchise that our fans love and have come to expect. Building off of our experience with the first Rising Storm, winner of PC Gamer's Game of the Year award in 2013, Vietnam will feature the asymmetrical combat between the United States Army and Marine Corps fighting the North Vietnamese Army and Viet Cong irregulars. This will be the franchise's first step into the modern era, where the competing forces are mostly armed with automatic weaponry, as well as having even more supporting firepower available, in terms of artillery and air support. Due to this step forward in time, as well as player feedback and lessons learned from Red Orchestra 2 and Rising Storm, much of our time since the announcement of the game has been on designing and prototyping refinements to core elements of the game, as well as new features. The first two of the central pillars of gameplay to look at are squads and firefights. There have been many discussions on the forums on these two topics, but here are some thoughts of ours. 1. The new squad system is currently being built with an emphasis towards playing with your friends, ease of cooperation, and working with the rest of the squad and squad communications. This squad system should provide more friend functionality, while removing some of the complexity of the old system. In general, we are aiming to promote more defined firefights between players, enhancing and updating some of the core shooting mechanics. Not going to help if you let someone sneak up behind you or ambush you from 10 feet away, or you let Mr. Snipey take a carefully worked shot at your head. But for face-to-face engagements at normal combat ranges, a little more thought, practice, and skill may be needed. Easy to use and understand, a need for calm under fire, but still deadly. So basically what they're saying is the way that the weapons are going to work is going to be similar to Red Orchestra 2. However, even though you have automatic weapons, it's going to still take a lot of practice with the shooting mechanics to get good at. And I really do appreciate that part of these games. We will be sharing more information about both of these systems, other changes, and new features as we move forward. Rising Storm 2 Vietnam is being built on top of an enhanced version of the Red Orchestra 2 / Rising Storm Unreal Engine 3 platform, with some new graphical features. As a part of this, we are also working to enhance our community source developer kit by looking to clear modding roadblocks that were encountered on our previous titles. The lead developers for Rising Storm 2 Vietnam is the team that brought you Rising Storm, some of whom came from the Red Orchestra modding community, such as the Darkest Hour team and Antimatter Games. That's really good to hear, by the way. Just, throwing this in here, that the Darkest Hour team's working on this, because the Darkest Hour team nailed that mod. If you've played Darkest Hour, you'll understand just how good that is to hear. Be sure to follow our Rising Storm 2 game Facebook page for all of the latest news and information about Rising Storm 2 Vietnam. And then they have a link to it. And continue to follow our Twitter. And we've also launched the Rising Storm 2 Vietnam Steam store page here. So be sure to visit it for info as visit for info as available and add it to your wish list. And then they have the Steam page for Rising Storm 2 Vietnam. and we have a few, screen caps from the trailer, and that's awesome. So, as an aside, I really wanted to quickly talk about just my thoughts on this update as well as the game itself. Everything's looking very promising, and I do like that Tripwire has a strong attachment to its community as well as its kind of core values of game design. It's good to hear that they're bringing on the Darkest Hour team. It's also good to know that they're still on Unreal Engine 3. I know a lot of people are upset that they haven't switched over to Unreal Engine 4, but that engine is still very incompatible with AMD, as well as the fact that, here's the thing, they've been working on Unreal Engine 3 for so long that hearing that they've just used a modified version of Unreal Engine 3 actually makes me feel better about the game, and makes me feel like maybe more people will be able to play this game on lower end systems. Maybe not super lower end systems, but you're not going to need like a Crysis, 16 rig to play Rising Storm 2, hopefully. So this is all good news, and I really cannot wait to hear more on this game. The new squad system is certainly interesting, as in the other games it was, it wasn't really the easiest thing to play with your friends on the same, team as and the same squad and everything. And it's kind of cool that they have that system, and the whole fact that even though we're using automatic weapons, that you do still have to really practice your aiming and be patient and not just shoot at everything, the second you see it. You really do need to focus on your firing and where you're firing at all times for your engagements. I really do appreciate that kind of stuff, and it's sounding really, really good, and I just cannot wait. As a fan of Battlefield Vietnam, as well as the Battlefield Bad Company 2 Vietnam expansion, and any Vietnam games I've been able to get my hands on, I cannot wait for this. It's the market is oversaturated with shooters, and none of them are Vietnam shooters, and I cannot wait to play some. So thank you all for watching this video, and please do subscribe if you want some more Rising Storm 2 Vietnam coverage, as I will be bringing it to you all, obviously, because that's what I do. And leave this video a like if you enjoyed it, and leave it a dislike if you didn't. I don't know why you wouldn't, because, this video is obviously really good. But thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out, everybody.